In this video, I'm going over the open mics of Austin, Texas. So if you're a musician looking to get into Austin and find those open mics, check this out to figure out where you might want to go. If you're just curious about what the restaurants and bars and breweries and coffee shops of Austin look like, then you'll also be interested in this video. And if you want to get a sense for what the Austin music scene looks like, that'll be coming through in here as well. And there's also a bunch of information below so that you could investigate and figure out exactly where these are. So check the description for more info. So let's kick this off with number one, starting on Sunday with Kick Butt Coffee. This is a really interesting open mic. One of the most unusual ones I think that exists. It's hosted by Spoken and Heard, and they do a really big performance. They have a lot of banter. They get along with each other really well. Place has healthy food, mix of eclectic people. I think you only get one song, but there's also a mixture of comedians and poets going up there. Very interesting, and they live stream the whole thing. So definitely an open mic that you want to check out. Next up on Sunday is Twin Creeks Icehouse. A little bit of a drive. This one is really nice though. When I got there, you grab a beer, you can go outside and find seating just right by a little river. Right there in nature, a bunch of trees around, so it feels really good and refreshing. Hosted by Chris Browder, nice guy, good host, and a lot of talented folks who were there. So I enjoyed checking out that one and looking forward to going back to that unique place. Also on Sunday is Madrone Coffee. This is a good, Sunday activity, Sunday afternoon. Get out there and get some music in. Hosted by Eric Booth. And I think Madrone Coffee comes up often when people bring to mind open mics where there's kind of more of a listener, maybe a songwriter crowd. So good one to check out on that Sunday afternoon. Next up is Kava Bar. Now they don't have these every Sundays. And I found out about this one because they were passing out flyers at another open mic. It's hosted by John the Poet and the Old Hats Band. A little loose with their hosting there, and there wasn't too many people also signed up when I was there, although they started to trickle in. So I played a really long set. I actually had a really good time. It was refreshing out there. Feels like you kind of escaped into nature. There were some folks there who were running off to the Barton Springs area, which were just like a walk away to a bunch of springs. So it was really a nice and exciting time, a nice Sunday there at Kava Bar. Now we turn to Monday nights. First up is NeWorlDeli. This is a great location in general to catch some songwriters and some intimate music experiences. It was hosted by Waylon Nash, and we had a nice mix of songwriting folks playing. They were appreciative, and they got some pretty good food there at NeWorlDeli too. Definitely check that one out for a kind of songwriter listening focused open mic. Also on Monday is Shakespeare's, hosted by Joyce Taus. Now this one's right there on 6th Street, and it's primarily a comedy open mic, although they advertise on music open mics, and she'll fit musicians in there. So I got there, and I went before the start time and sat around and hung out and enjoyed hearing the comedians, hearing what they have to say, and overlooking 6th Street and getting a sense for what 6th Street looks like. It's an interesting place on a Monday night, that 6th Street. Next up is Shenanigans Nightclub. Now I got to this one kind of late, so I didn't get to make it on the list, and again, didn't get to see as much of it as I liked, but it looks pretty interesting, and it's a jam format. So expect to go up there and jam with some folks. Also on Monday is Whiskey Girls Saloon, hosted by Glenn Collins. Good group of folks who are waiting to go to the open mic, and interesting venue. They have a mixture of pool tables and gambling locations. It kind of looks like a sports bar, calls itself a saloon. And now we turn to Tuesdays. We got Oscar Blues Brewery. This is a very large space. It's hosted by Kuna Lakai. He's a really nice host and good talented group of folks who are there. This is definitely not an open mic that fills up a lot, so you can get your spot. And the sound is excellent, so you can record yourself in some videos there if you want. Also on Tuesday is Friends and Allies Brewery. This is hosted by Dan Radin, and it was initially open to music and comedy, although comedians have kind of taken over a little bit. But they're happy to have your music up there as well, so I had a good time playing a couple songs to those folks. Also on Tuesday is Cactus Cafe. This is a really special one, and it's a famous venue, famous location where folks like Towns Van Zandt, Lyle Lovett, a lot of popular Austin folks have played here. Now, there are a lot of folks who show up to the open mic, and so here's how it works. You get there and you sign up online, and then it's like a random draw. And if there's too many people, not everybody can go up there. And then you get to play one song. But one thing is that people talk to each other. They're encouraged to talk to each other after the night is over. So kind of a more of a networking focus and networking opportunity that you got there to meet some local songwriter folks, a lot of folks who are attached to the university because it itself is a part of the university. Also on Tuesday, Mozart's. It's hosted by singer-songwriters Mac McDonald and Chloe Utsi. Mozart's is a nice coffee shop, and it was surprising to me that you can just go there, get coffee, and sit next to the water, get these great views of the river right there. You can walk to another nice Mexican restaurant. That's what I did. Pretty difficult to get parking around that area. But again, this is a really nice open mic. You got to get there early, get in line to sign up right on time. Expect to see a lot of people there and fun and exciting look at the Austin music community at this type of open mic. Now we turn to Wednesday. We got the Good Lot. This is a little bit of an offshoot from Austin, hosted by Nilo Velez. He's a very nice host. Interesting location, nice audience of people who are there hanging out with their dogs and their kids. And they are known to give gigs to folks through their open mics. So you can have an opportunity to try to get a gig by playing the open mics there. Next up on Wednesday is Opa Coffee and Wine Bar. This is hosted by Zachary Carlisle. This one is another one of those, really popular open mics, fills up quickly, get there on time, hang out and drink coffee, get a snapshot of the Austin music scene. It includes a lot of folks who are kind of passing through Austin, even from other countries. So this is the kind of open mic that'll give you that exciting Austin vibe and energy. Also on Wednesday is Anderson Mill Pub. A lot of talented musicians here. This is actually a jam, but they have that sign-up list. And again, you got to get there early because I got too late on the list and I couldn't make it into my spot. So I'll have to come back to actually play, get there earlier to sign up. But you could tell there's a lot of talented folks who are playing there in the jam. So you're going to have a good time just hanging out and listening, seeing the whole band play. Even when you're not up there playing yourself. Okay, now we turn to Thursday. We got Irie Bean, hosted by Kevin and Diane and Nick. This is another nice one. It's at a coffee shop, and there is a lot of open mics at coffee shops in Austin, which is nice, reducing that pressure from drinking when you're going out. A little bit, sometimes it's more of a relaxing vibe, sometimes it's got more of a listening vibe, and a unique space. They had a good restaurant nearby where you could get some food, and outdoors, outside, we had a good time there. Next up on Thursday is Giddy Ups. This is kind of like a saloon. It looked like a pretty cool venue, and I hope to go back to actually check out the music that they're featured there. It's hosted by Shannon Lee Nelson. I like the sound. I thought it was really interesting to get the crowd involved and try to appeal to that crowd there because they could, get engaged, but then they also got excited too and were talking to each other. And so I like Giddy Ups. It's a cool venue that I hope to check out more. Also on Thursday is Freddo. This is a relatively new one that's popped up, hosted by Zachary Carlisle. And I think it's just increasing in popularity. It's got that nice location, that coffee shop and a restaurant that's in an old house. And it really feels cool to hang out there. Another great Austin coffee shop. And it wasn't too bad of a line when we were going. They actually went around again with letting folks play again. Also on Thursday is Thrive Craft House. This is part of the Van Certs, and Dave Castro was the host. And so the Van Certs series, they don't have it every week, and they have it at different locations. Sometimes they featured artists, so you could try to get a featured gig here. And I caught some pretty talented folks. This is the guy, Daddy Longlegs was one of them. So that's it. That's a summary of spending a month in Austin and trying to go as many open mics as I can to get a sense for what the music community looks like. I featured 19 in this video. I hope it gives you a sense for the Austin music scene and maybe gives you a sense for which open mics you'd like to check out. Let me know in the comments which ones I missed and which ones I should check out in the future. Now, I post about my music and my musical experiences here on this channel, so hit that subscribe button to stay in tuned on my posts. Thanks for checking out this video, and I appreciate your support.